Howdy. In this video, I just want to talk about general practice. I think that lots of people struggle with building basic tech skill in Melee just because they go about it improperly. Your goal in practice is to master certain sequences. Certain sequences being the inputs required for a short hop nair. Where people go wrong is they stray from these sequences and add lots of unnecessary movements that confuse the hands. People love to practice, quote unquote practice tech skill by, randomly nairing and dash dancing around and doing all of that stuff. But that's just adding additional information for your hands to attempt to absorb. It's a waste of time. The thing is, practice does not make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. You should focus on practicing relevant sequences to more effectively teach your hands what to do. Practice slowly, deliberately. Make notes of what your hands did when you did a good sequence, and focus. There's no reason to do anything but the minimum inputs required for one sequence at a time unless that's your goal. Bruce Lee didn't start to deliver masterful straight punches by swinging wildly and doing backflips and shit. He practiced the same punch tens of thousands of times until his punches became legendary. Deliberate, focused work is the fast track to mastery. And the way that you can, a very simple way that you can do something like this is to just, step one, pick a sequence. So I'm going to say, let's do retreating nair. So after that, note the minimum inputs required. So I'm not going to go through all of them, but we know the inputs for this. And then just allow your hands to perform it. Slowly and deliberately, like this. And when you see a really good sequence, try to take note of what your hands just did. Stay conscious while you're practicing this, slowly and deliberately. Whenever you think that you performed it really well, try to keep in mind what your hands did, and then attempt to replicate it. Then just repeat. Just like this. The reason this is important is because this makes your time very efficient. It makes your teaching efficient. Your hands are not being forced to learn anything but this sequence that you're trying to work on, and that's ideal. To give another comparison to real life, this is just like practicing the guitar. When you are practicing a C chord, you need to deliberately put your fingers where they need to be on the board, strum, let go of the board, put them back, strum again, to get your hands used to where they need to go and to teach your hands what exactly you want them to do. If you just fill your practice with tons of other stuff, then you're not really practicing this sequence anymore. You're practicing random stuff. It's just inefficient. And I think that if people practiced more this way, more deliberately, that they would find that their tech skill would improve tenfold, 5 times as fast.